Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to SATAL 2021. As always, I'm your host, Moltar, and we are ready to rock and roll on this fine day of Sunday, which happens to also be my daughter's birthday. So, we're going to jump into this. We got a doubleheader. SPQR against Eclipse Task Force is starting us off, followed by Grim Reapers against Phoenix Task Force. It's an all 6v6 affair in both matches. So get ready. Buckle up. I think it's going to be an awesome ride. Here we go. We're in the pit, ladies and gentlemen. Match today, I believe, is going to be Kataisi against Tbilisi. I think we saw this one yesterday. This is the Grim Reaper setup in the OG SATAC setup. It's what was always used to be flown on those days. And I have to apologize again to SPQR. I have no idea why your liveries are not working. I even went and downloaded them again from the Google repository, and I cannot get them to work. I did it directly, put them in here. No idea what's going on. I don't know. I have no idea why they're not working. I made it a point this morning to make sure I was going to try and get these things ready to rock and roll, but they didn't want to work. So I'm not entirely sure why. Apologies again for them not working. I don't know why they've decided to not work. But anyway, we're just going to have to move on and see how we can get going. So, today, SPQR against Eclipse Task Force. Who is flying for both teams? Well, Eclipse Task Force is taking Breeze, Dizzy, Nate Dogg, Aspen, Dormouse, and Riker. 2 Jeffs, 2 Hornets, and 2 Tomcats. So, interesting lineup, 2, and 2. We got some parity along those lines. Then SPQR has 2 16s, 2 Jeffs, and 2 Tomcats. So their substitute is going to be the 16s for the 18s, and they're being represented by the Mouse Marauder, Praetorian, the Gopnik Czar, Assassin, Alpha Gator, and Grug. Now these guys are departing. SPQR is taken off, and I also see Eclipse Task Force is taken off on the other screen. Let's take a look at them and see them getting out of here. Just saw those guys depart, their lead ones. Look how dirty those Jeff engines are. Look at how nasty those things are, using those MiG-29 engines, pumping that black stuff into the atmosphere. And I need to bring up... Sorry, guys, just fixing the overlay. Yesterday was 4v4, and I moved the overlay down too far, so I gotta fix it. There we go. Just had to move it up there a little bit. We'll bring up the TAC view overlay. There she is. Climate-friendly DCS wed. Dude! I don't know. The Jeff is definitely not climate friendly. We've still got a couple Tomcats sitting on the ramp, waiting to depart. Just changing some transitions. There we go. So these guys are still waiting to depart. Not sure why they're taking so long. But we can see the Jeff in Breeze from Eclipse Task Force is already heading in there. And there go the turkey feathers. So there go the 2 Tomcats, or at least one of them. Alpha Gator's rolling. And there goes D-Dog? Nate Dog? Is he the other one? Grug is the other one. So the other F-14 is going to be Grug. And Alpha Gator slowed down there quite a bit. I guess trying to get behind Grug. Not really sure why he slowed down, but he slowed down a lot. Is he stopping? No, he took off. That was weird. Wonder why he did that. Wonder why he did that. Make sure everybody's awake this morning. Now, with the aircraft that everybody is taking, they're pretty similar, with the exception of the Hornets being substituted for the Vipers. So, looking at the Hornets for Eclipse Task Force, Nate Dogg and Aspen have 10 AMRAAMs apiece. Let's check out those Hornets. So here's Nate Dogg, and he's got the 10 AMRAAMs on his jet. He's not in gate. Yes, he is. The Hornet's just significantly quieter than all the other jets. So 10 missiles, or 10 AMRAAMs on the Hornet with 2 AIM-9s out there. Dizzy's back behind there. Is he the other one? No, the other one is Aspen. So Dizzy's in a Jeff, and Breeze is in a Jeff, and then Aspen and Nate Dogg are in the Hornets, and both of them are carrying the 10 AMRAAMs. So that means Eclipse Task Force is going to have a 8 missile advantage over SPQR, given that they're taking Hornets instead of Vipers. So they've got 12 missiles. No, they've got a 12 missile advantage, not 8. 12 missiles, excuse me. So 12 missile advantage over SPQR, since they're taking a fully loaded missile bus Hornet over the F-16 Viper, which can only max out at 6 missiles per aircraft. Earhart says, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, basically hello, world. Yeah, that's why I do it. Just hello, world! Maybe that's what I should do now. Instead of saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, just hello, world. How are you doing today? What do you guys think? Should I change it, or do we need to stick with what we've always done? Thoughts? The Dormouse, Eclipse Task Force. Does Eclipse Task Force have liveries for their F-14s? I even went with and got the Eclipse Task Force ones. They do. Why do they not work? I don't know. I have no idea. The only thing I can say is at least they're not broken. My wife drew beautiful nose art. Well, I'm sorry we can't see it. That would be cool if we could see it, if you're serious. But I don't know. I guess I'm fucking up somewhere along the lines of putting the liveries in, or maybe it's the linked files that I'm using. Yeah, I saw your guys' liveries in the trailer. I don't know why they're not working. Maybe I need to relink the files. Aaron says just the AWACS. Somebody needs to make a livery for the AWACS. Can you put liveries on AWACS? Just make it a giant penis or something. Just big phallic object. Here is TAC View. Bullseye's right here. Teams are coming closer and closer together. Dizzy and Nate Dogg are coming together up to the north. Dizzy and Nate Dogg coming together with the Mouse Marauder, or the Moose Marauder, up in the north. Aspen and Breeze in the F-16 Jeff combo coming together with Praetorian and Assassin. I'm anticipating we're going to see some AIM-54s coming off here momentarily. Nobody has launched yet, and we're getting decently close. Under 20 miles so far. Yeah, big phallic object with Moltar's face on the rotating radar array. That's what needs to happen. Somebody please make that happen. That needs to be a thing. Definitely needs to be a thing. Nate Dogg gets us started with the 120 off from him. Just saw a missile come off from Aspen down to the south. That 120 heading down towards Assassin or Praetorian. I'm anticipating we're going to see people be very passive here as things get started. Moose Marauder wanting to get going up here to the north in his F-16. I'm going to put this one back on F-10 map so it doesn't get behind. Moose Marauder now diving away from an SC-10 and a 120. The SC-10 actually maybe going up onto Gopniksar. Down here to the south, Assassin and Praetorian have done a decent job of getting away from the incoming missiles from Aspen and Breeze. Only one missile having been launched from SPQR. Moose Marauder still driving away from the SC-10 and 120. The SC-10 actually has already gone into the ground. Dormouse launches an AIM-54. We've actually got another one, another Mark 60 that I missed the launch of. It's at 1,500 knots as it closes in on someone, but it's not going to be a threat because it's already down to Mach 2 and everybody's cold with the exception of Alpha Gator, and that missile's definitely not on Alpha Gator. Up here to the north, the AIM-54 that was launched from Dormouse is not tracking anyone. So here's the AIM-54 from Dormouse. It's not tracking. We can see the contrails from SPQR up there. Have another AIM-54 coming off from Alpha Gator down to the south. Here's Alpha Gator's AIM-54. That one looks like it's going up towards Nate Dogg, still under boost, 2,000 knots. Nate Dogg needs to defend. He's already in the notch. Here's Nate Dogg in the F-18 for Eclipse Task Force. Can we see the missile? There it is. Oh, it's a Seabird. No. Why couldn't I see the contrails? This is going to be close. Nate Dogg trying to get in the notch late, and he gets hit. Nate Dogg gone. Grug takes him down. Grug says, Grug, 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 Grug. And Nate Dogg is gone, first casualty. SPQR is on the board, and we've got another missile. I'm going to pause this just to make sure everything's lining up. What am I missing? What am I missing? So we've got an AIM-54. Oh, that's on the northern engagement. Okay. All right. Just making sure I wasn't missing anything. We're good. Here we go. So Breeze now defending of 120 coming in on him. Up to the north, we've got AIM-54 flying over top of Dizzy. That's not tracking anyone. Dizzy responds with an SD-10. That's going to be out onto, I'm going to guess, Moose Marauder up here on camera one. Moose Marauder still has all 6 of his sticks on his jet. F-14 up in front is going to be, I don't know who that is, but it's friendly. So Moose Marauder, oh, it's Grug. Grug, Grug, Grug. So Moose Marauder isn't actually hot. He's in a parallel line headed down towards Moose Marauder. Moose Marauder, meanwhile, is head on with Dizzy in the F-14. Dizzy just put on an SD-10. Can we see that SD-10? There's the SD-10 coming in onto Grug. He's going to drive that one to the ground. Great job there. Is Dizzy staying hot? Dizzy's now defending against an AIM-54 off from Grug. AIM-54 is going to be somewhere. There it is. Half mile and whoa! Missile freak got so close it freaked out the camera. But Dizzy lives. That thing got within inches of his back vertical stabilizer, but lives to fight another day. Now head on or trying to run down Moose Marauder. AIM-54 now coming off from Grug. That one looks like it's going to be on, I can't tell who that one's on. It may be on Dizzy. Dizzy's trying to get Moose Marauder. AIM-54 is going to be on Dormouse. Dormouse defending in the F-14. Grug now having to defend an SD-10 coming from Dizzy. Getting very, very low. Very, very low. There's Dizzy. Another missile out, I think. Still alive. Merged with Dizzy. Dizzy's got the advantage in here hot. Dormouse, or Grug, excuse me, needs to make something happen, and happen here in a rapid fashion. PL5 off from Dizzy. Grug doesn't see it. Grug gets taken down. Grug is gone. Dizzy on the board. Down here with Breeze. Breeze just launched an SD-10. SD-10 off from Breeze. That missile is going to be off, headed towards, looks like it's on Assassin, or Alpha Gator, excuse me, in the F-14, waited to get an AIM-54 off. It's a C Mark 47. SD-10's at 1.5 miles. Does he have a chance? He's putting it on his, he sees it. He's not notching it very well. 0.3, 0.2. Goodbye, Alpha Gator. He's the next to go down. So people falling rapidly. Here's what everything looks like. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for SPQR and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Eclipse Task Force. Riker just took down Alpha Gator there. Or Breeze just took down Alpha Gator. Now Praetorian getting and trying to get into the mix. Praetorian in the JF-17, not used to seeing him in the Jeff. Used to seeing him, I think, in the Tomcat. Assassin now putting these on split screen, also having to defend. But Praetorian, missile just flew by Assassin in front of the nose. Missiles closing on Praetorian. Half mile, .2, no notch. I think Praetorian goes down. Yes, he does. Praetorian is the next casualty. So people continuing to fall for SPQR. Now it's a 5v3. Gopnik Czar may be in a place to make something happen here, trying to come in on the flank of Dizzy. Jeff on Jeff. PL5 from, that's a long PL5, from 2.5 miles. Does Dizzy see it? Dizzy drove that into the ground. So Dizzy, good defense by Dizzy. Oh, Dizzy went into the ground. So Dizzy's dead. What did I miss? Dizzy died. And then multiple things happened there. So Dizzy died to the ground. I thought it was actually Dizzy who survived. Nope, Dizzy got hit by a PL5. Nope, just went into the ground. So Dizzy died to the PL5. And then Dormouse merged with Moose Marauder. He gets taken down. F-14, aim 9. Okay. So what else we got? We got Assassin now coming in onto Aspen. That's where we'll pick up. Assassin coming in onto Aspen. Dormouse also merging with Gopnik Czar. All right, here we go. So missile out from Dormouse takes down Gopnik Czar. So Dormouse for Eclipse Task Force. And then at the same time, Aspen took down Assassin. How did that even happen? Turned in. So here's what it looked like as Aspen just balls to the wall YOLO'd into the face of Assassin and took him down. There were 4 kills in the span of 15 seconds. That's why I missed some stuff. 4 kills in the span of 15 seconds, and Eclipse Task Force comes out with the round victory. Sorry for missing that stuff at the end. Things just happened so fast, I couldn't keep track of everything that was going on. But they come out, 4 pilots still remaining, and they win round 1. No reason to see them go back to base, back to Kataisi. Not very far for them to go back. But they are going to be our round 1 victors. Does SPQR have it in them to send us to round 3 after that schmammering here in round 1? It's going to be tough for them to come back. I got to give Eclipse Task Force the favor here. But we'll have to see. So round 2 between Eclipse Task Force against SPQR. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to take a 3-minute break so I can get the next round set up. Hopefully I don't miss anything in the next rounds. My brain's just been having problems focusing on what's going on. But guys, see you back in just a minute for round 2. Eclipse Task Force, SPQR, ETF up 1-0. Ready to go, round 2. Eclipse Task Force, SPQR already departing. Headed into the AO to meet face-to-face. Does SPQR have it in them to adjust or do what needs to be adjusted? In round 2. I don't know. That was pretty overwhelming from Eclipse Task Force on SPQR. Grug got a decent kill for SPQR, but then it all went downhill. All went downhill. Grug opened it up, and then there wasn't another kill. Dizzy killed themselves by flying into the ground. I mean, I guess we could credit Moose Marauder for that kill because they were defending against Moose Marauder's PL5s from his JF-17. So we could credit that. Give Moose Marauder that kill instead of the ground. But still 4 pilots remaining. Still 4 pilots remaining, and there were a lot of Phoenix kills where it looked like SPQR just wasn't quite in the notch. They were trying to notch, but they just weren't quite in it. Call it a loft kill. Maneuver kill is what we'll call it. Both the F-14s, Alpha Gator and Grug, departing for SPQR. Alpha Gator likes to depart not in gate. Does a mill takeoff, doesn't need gates. Look at that wing flap. Flap, 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 flap. Overlay stuck. It doesn't look like it. Looks right. I don't think it's stuck. Why would it be stuck? Oh, the altitude isn't changing. Maybe it is stuck. How do you guys notice this stuff? Is it not working now? What the hell? Now it just turned off. What? Refresh. I do not know what is happening, but it is not working. Oh, that's because it crashed. Hold on. Let's try it now. There we go. Is that better? Should be better. That looks right. Why is Nate Dogg at half fuel? Now they're not at half fuel. Okay. No, there wasn't an error message. It just turned off. I don't know. Maybe I accidentally closed it or something. But Nate Dogg didn't take a drop tank. Does he really not have a drop tank? If Nate Dogg doesn't have a drop tank, this is like ultimate Chad maneuver. Where is he? Nate Dogg, Nate Dogg, Nate Dogg, Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg does not have a drop tank. Yeah, if you use full flaps on takeoff, you run non-zero chance of busting them. Just use the maneuver flaps. I see. I don't fly the F-14, so I know nothing. But Nate Dogg electing to not take a center line. Why? It's free fuel. Why wouldn't you take a center line and then jettison it before you get in? I guess he's trying to be lighter. He dumped it. Okay. But he would have gone through that pretty fast, wouldn't he? I guess we are almost a bullseye, so I can't really fault him for that. We are almost a bullseye. SD-10 off from Gopnikzar onto Breeze and Aspen. Take a look at Breeze. Nobody defending up here to the north on this SD-10 yet. Is the SD-10 even tracking? Breeze is now breaking away, 400 knots. Aspen's at 0.9 Mach, and the SD-10 up above them isn't tracking, and Breeze elects to dump his tanks. So not nearly as many missiles coming off the rails from either of these teams in the opening throws of this round. Nobody wants to lose, I take it. Moose Marauder now for SPQR is going to be the most southeasterly pilot for them. He's got a 120 coming on him from Nate Dogg or Dizzy. Can't tell who. But the 120 from ETF is already down to Mach 1.3, so that shouldn't be a problem as it closes. Now we've got a missile. 120 out from Assassin. Assassin had moved. Maybe he was always in a 16. I don't know. I thought he was in a 14 last round. Maybe they switched some pilots around. Not sure. Breeze and Aspen, at least Aspen is, responding with an AIM 120, going up onto Assassin. Here's that 120. 1,300 knots for it. It's not going to do anything to Assassin. Assassin's at Mach 1.4. Don't anticipate Assassin caring at all about that 120. May defend a little bit. Gopnikzar now launching an AIM 54. down from above, 16,000 feet. No, it's mainly co-altitude. Missile those at 38,000 feet. Actually, that was from Grug, way in the back, 35,000 feet from him. And that missile's on, looks to be on Dizzy. Dizzy in the Jeff, I think it's on Dizzy, is now defending and defending aggressively here. Bleeds a lot of speed in that opening maneuver. 380 knots, got caught a little bit high. Missile's going to be on the right side, high. Goes into a notch, needs to bank a little bit further right to notch it, but the missile's already trashed. So notch or not, that missile is not going to hit him. So no worries there at all. Assassin still dragging a 120. Multiple 120s in the space of Gopnik-Zar and Grug. Moose Marauder now has a 120 from Nate Dogg. Dormouse coming in with the F-14. I don't think Dormouse has launched anything yet. Nope. Still all 6 Phoenix on Dormouse's jet. 2 AIM-9s. Still has the drop tanks. AIM-54 also coming off from Riker up to the north. Here's that AIM-54. And it's already at 26,000 feet, 2,300 knots. And there was actually just an AIM-54 launch from Dormouse. Riker's AIM-54 is off a boost. SD-10 coming in onto Dizzy. I'm worried about this one. Dizzy needs to defend and defend aggressively against this SD-10. 1.5 miles away. Closing, driving into the ground. Maybe. Close. Notch. Half mile. Still encroaching. 0.4, 0.3, 0.1. It's right there. And just doesn't have it when it mattered to catch Dizzy. Got very close. Very, very close. Now Dormouse launching an AIM-120 onto Dizzy. SD-10 out from Dizzy in the exchange, but I think Dormouse or Moose Marauder is going to be in a better position to defend against this, and the 120 coming in onto Dizzy, unless they notch perfectly, is going to be trouble. Not a perfect notch. Closing. Dizzy tries to get into something, but it doesn't matter. They get taken down, and that is it. Dizzy, the first casualty, and again, SPQR gets the first kill of the round. Dormouse now launching an AIM-54. That one's going to be coming in onto Alpha Gator. I think. Yes, it is onto Alpha Gator. It's overflying Grug, and Alpha Gator is very high with an incoming AIM-54. That thing's going to be deadly. 14,000 feet defending Alpha Gator. Alpha Gator's dead. Wings eject from his aircraft. He is gone. So Dormouse quickly avenges Dizzy, takes down Alpha Gator, and now we've got Grug with an AIM-54 down low again from Dormouse. No. Is that an AIM-9? No. Mark 47C variant. 2 of them coming in onto Grug. He's got to be able to notch him and notch him aggressively. I don't think it's going to work. He may have gotten away from one. No, he panics and breaks away. He gets taken down. So ETF in with a vengeance after losing Dizzy. Here's how the overall fight looks right now. 5v4. Moose Marauder launches. That missile's going to be onto Riker. Riker in the F-14 launches a couple Mark 47s, but he again is very, very high. Missile's going to be low to high. There goes his Mark 47. There's the 120 closing. 2.5 miles and coming. Moose Marauder also is going to need to defend this Mark 47 that's coming in at him. Riker trying to get away from this 120. I don't think he's going to be able to add energy yet. Oh, he does. So he gets away from that missile, putting these guys on split screen. Moose Marauder recommits back into Riker. And Riker recommits back into Moose Marauder. AIM-9 out from Riker. 120 out from Moose Marauder. Oh, it's an AIM-54 and an AIM-9. Riker gets hit, and then Moose Marauder gets hit. It's a double. Oh, baby, it's a double. And we're going to pause it because this is where things I think are going to start happening very, very quickly. So Moose Marauder and Riker go down right here in the middle. All right, so we've got a 4v2, I think. No, 4v3. So let's put all of the Eclipse Task or SPQR guys up. We have Praetorian, Assassin, and the Gopnik-Zar left. All right, so here's Praetorian. Here's Assassin. And then make sure we're not behind. No, we are not. And we will put Gopnik Czar on the final one and go to 3. And here we go. Just so we don't miss anything. Here we go. So Moose Marauder trades with Riker. We've got Praetorian, Assassin, and the Gopnik Czar remaining. And people are pressing heavily onto Praetorian. Praetorian in the upper left corner of your screen, having to defend an SD-10. Where's the SD-10? He drives that one to the ground. No, he doesn't. Closes. He gets taken down. He is gone. So now we've got Assassin and the Gopnik Czar are the only ones left. So Breeze just took down Praetorian. Aspen now trying to run down Assassin. And Gopnik Czar trying to run away from Nate Dogg and Dormouse. Here's Assassin trying to possibly recommit in onto Aspen. Is he going to be able to fall away anywhere? 120's well above him, so he's still getting a missile warning. Aspen still trying to drive him down. Missile close to him, and they're just going to get pushed to the bubble edge here. So here's Assassin, here's Gopnik Czar. Gopnik Czar trying to recommit, and he's in the tree line. Gopnik Czar goes down. Assassin's now the only one left against a multi-ship. Missile out from Aspen in the F-18. They're 120s. Jeff also launching SD-10s and Assassins, flying headlong into him, and he takes it to the face. The unwanted facial is never something you want. Moltar is actually Doctor Strange. Yeah, dude, you gotta pause. And that's it. Eclipse Task Force dominates yet again in round 2 with 4 aircraft. Once more, it's like an instant replay of round 1. And just same thing. I don't know if it's the same pilots, but Assassin gets taken out last by the assassination facial. Unwanted in the cockpit, just, oh, it's in the eyes, oh no. And he goes down. And Eclipse Task Force is left with Aspen, Breeze, Nate Dogg, and Dormouse. Well, you can only tie the record for flying the lowest. That is an excellent point, Chocolate Brownie. You can only tie the record, which is ground level, sea level, and when you do that, the ground always wins. Always. It's undefeated. Every time. Let's look at the TAC view for that closeout. What happened there? We're just going to look at the very end. So Moose Marauder gets dominated by Dormouse, launches an AIM-9 and an AIM-54, and it's actually the AIM-9 that kills him. The AIM-9 kills him, even though he's flaring. It comes in, it's like, I don't see your flares, bro, and just annihilates him. The AIM-54 gets really lucky it doesn't pick up Dormouse. So Riker, it's actually a trade. I saw that, but I didn't see it on TAC view, so this was the trade. All right. Look at that shot from Moose Marauder. Look how off aspect that is. It's almost a 90-degree 120. I mean, look at that. Right off aspect, and Riker's AIM-54 is lucky it doesn't pick up Dormouse when it goes active. And then from there, it's just Breeze and Aspen running down Assassin, and Nate Dogg and Dormouse running down Gopnik Czar. And Gopnik Czar tries to recommit right here, but just gets too low. As Chocolate Brownie says, he tried to tie the flying lowest record, and he did, but he blew up. I flew under a bridge in Dubai where the water level is, okay, Emrot, you're just showing off, all right? Just showing off. Keep your records to yourself, okay? And then Assassin facialized by Breeze with the SD-10, and he accepted it. Just accepted the fate that I can't get out of the way. Here comes the rope, and plasterizes him, and Assassin goes down, giving Eclipse Task Force the round 2 victory and the match overall win, and we get to go talk to Breeze. So let me try and bring them in here. Hopefully he answers. All right. How are you guys?
Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Who else is here?
Dormouse.
Dormouse, the good old president himself. Are they loud enough, guys? I mean, can you guys even hear him? Yeah, you can. They should be loud enough, I think. All right. So this match against SPQR, we're just going to focus on this match against SPQR. Let me turn down the music. What was your guys' game plan coming in to fight against SPQR? I mean, you knew they were going to take Tomcats, right? Because they've historically taken Tomcats. You guys have also historically taken Tomcats as well as the Jeff. So you guys are no stranger to distance warfare in this one, because the ST-10, especially at altitude, is like a Phoenix. It's even better than a Phoenix. So what was your guys' game plan to counter those threats, or what were your guys' thoughts going into this matchup?
One thing that SPQR did a lot was loft with those SC10s, so we knew they were gonna loft a lot, so we just baited those shots out as much as we could from far distance, made them have less missiles, and preserve our own Jeffs. When we got closer, that Jeff I think that I killed had 1 or 2 SC10s, while I had like 4. So I knew that if we just played the long game whilst being aggressive, they were not gonna have enough missiles to keep up that pace.
It did seem like you guys were shooting less missiles, less munitions. Was that part of something that you guys wanted to do?
I was definitely trying to hold on. Yeah, and like, don't get close to the Tomcats. Wait for them to take shots, and don't get caught within like 10 miles. There was actually a couple on the left on the first game where we narrowly avoided them. But yeah, just do not get in that no escape zone for the Phoenix.
So once you guys wore them down, war of attrition, because you guys didn't want to press through. It seemed like you were playing a patience game, right? Because you guys weren't overly aggressive at the beginning of the match. They were launching more than you. When did you guys decide, all right, now's the time to press? Was there some type of time or event that spurred that moment? What was going on there?
When they started playing fairly defensive at the end, that's when you know they're out of missiles, and that's where like, okay, let's just go in there now. But we wanted to be aggressive from the beginning. We just physically can't do that when they have Tomcats, otherwise you die. So we had to be fairly, preservant and hold the missiles, be careful, think about what we do. As soon as they started playing defensive, didn't fire as much, were playing the kind of scared game, we understood that they didn't have as many missiles left anymore. So we just took that opportunity and just kept, like, all right, here we go. And we just kept pushing.
Now
you gotta push your wins, right? So like, once we got a couple kills, like, wait for that moment. You saw all the kills happen in really quick succession. So just push on your victories and keep them cold.
Right, in the last part of round 2, you guys killed Dormouse, Praetorian, Gopniksar, and Assassin in the span of just about a minute. So it did seem, was there a call to push? Or did you guys just instinctively do it?
Instinctively, it's natural.
It kind of does happen organically within. So we run like a couple flights, and we coordinate within the flights and then across flights, and it just, you sort of hear the energy change, and we know we're on the offensive.
Was it part of your guys' game plan to take the Hornets taking more weapons? Was that part of it?
Yeah, the Hornet.
Taking in the Spam Ram bus instead of the Vipers?
That Hornet can put in a lot of pressure, and once you're someone who wants to play aggressive, that's like the best thing you can have. Someone who can just continuously fire missiles and have pretty much half of his ammunition, or at least something left till the end of the game. Even Aspen still has AMRAMs left, and our goal is to make sure he has nothing. But even though he tries to just get rid of them, he still has something left at the end.
Yeah, and it's not always about shooting a missile to get a kill. It's about shooting a missile to make the other guy do something or deny the airspace. So they're really good at that.
Okay. And did was it Aspen or the other F-18? Did they take a center line? They seem to be.
Yes, he went full burner and just dumped it before you saw it, I think.
It seemed like he went through gas rather quickly, but I think I was farting around doing other things, and when I checked on him, you guys were already really close to bullseye, and I was just really late. And as is usual, I'm always late doing things, just never on time. So going forward, I mean, is there anything that you guys didn't like out of this match or how you performed that you want to change? And obviously, you don't need to be too specific because you don't want to give away what you guys are doing to other teams. But is there anything that you didn't like that you'd like to change going forward, or that wasn't executed how would have liked it to be?
Having 6 people would have been nice. Coming back.
Well, that's true.
Did we lose somebody?
Yeah, we lost.
You lost
4.
2 in each round.
Oh yeah, having 6 people come back. I gotcha. I thought we took a discount.
Nice. Just like keep practicing the strategy. Make sure the Hornets don't have missiles left. Try different interesting little things you can't really notice going, honestly.
Okay. Dormouse, anything from you?
No, I mean I was pretty happy with that one. I thought we had a pretty good result. I thought the team did really well.
Well,
everybody did their jobs.
A win is a solid result, I would say. That's a pretty solid result, especially with both rounds having 4 pilots remaining and only losing 2. That's pretty solid. No matter who you are and who you're fighting, that's a pretty good outcome. So before I let you guys go and we move on to match 2, which is Grim Reapers against Phoenix Task Force for Gold League, is there anything that you guys want to say or anything?
Happy birthday to your daughter.
Oh, thanks. She has no interest in in flight sim. She loves airplanes and helicopters.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. Thanks. That'll be my afternoon.
Thanks for the interview. It's been a long time asking for more than a year. That's been amazing. Finally we got him.
Well, now you're making me feel bad, Breeze.
Well, we got him inevitably, so I mean, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for everything you do. This has been really good. We're looking forward to the next match against, is that number 15?
Well, why don't you guys just tell us what you're going to do right now? What's
in a
your
couple
game
hours.
Yeah, just kind of, yeah. If you don't die, you win.
Yeah, there you go.
Make the Phoenixes impact their aircraft.
Yeah, telephone up the rear end. That's how we roll. Well, guys, I'll let you go. Congratulations on the win. I know you guys have already flown through match 3. We don't know the result yet. We won't spoil it.
We know it's coming up in an hour or 2, so we'll let you know.
Oh, it is. Okay, so then we've got match 4 coming. You guys have match 4 coming up here really soon. So good luck with that match.
Yeah.
And congratulations on the win over SPQR, and good luck in the future. Appreciate you guys taking
Thank you, and thanks to SPQR. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was Breeze and Dormouse from Eclipse Task Force after the win of SPQR. We're going to try and do these interviews more regularly so we can get some insight on what the teams are doing. So hopefully you guys enjoy them. I enjoy them, getting the insight. We're not going to have them after every match because time zone conflicts. I'll maybe try and pre-record things, but we're not done. We have a whole nother match. Grim Reapers taking on SPQR. It's going to be about a 20-minute break because I have to change versions of DCS while we do that, while we're waiting. So go get something to drink, take a break, go stretch. We got plenty more DCS action coming your way. We'll be back here in just a bit with more.
Could light a match in a heartbeat, don't try to stop me. Listen to the drum, yeah, it's marching, sounds like an army. There's only one way out. Turn the heat up for the countdown. I got gasoline, just hand me a lighter. About to set it all on fire, fire.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I have forgotten to name my windows, so just give me a moment while I rename things. The game will show up here momentarily. I had to change the version of everything. Should be coming up here now. There it is. Grim Reapers taking on Phoenix Task Force in the second matchup of the day. We've already seen, if you're just joining us, we've already done Eclipse Task Force against SPQR, where Eclipse Task Force took down SPQR 2 rounds to 0. Pretty commandingly. 4 pilots remaining in both of those rounds for Eclipse Task Force. Weezanese says, those are some slick liveries. They are indeed. And before anybody yells at them for having WinWing, they are sponsored by WinWing. So They're not just throwing those on for show. People have asked that in the past. That's why I'm trying to head that off. It is real. So Bear leading the second 3 ship out of, that looks an awful lot like Sochi. So it's going to be Sochi against Nelchik. Moving over and taking a look at Phoenix Task Force, who are departing. There goes Kula. But while they're departing, let's take a look at who is flying what and who is on each team. All right, Grim Reapers being represented by Squirtle, Coyote 1, Signore, Bear, Sean, and Gary, all in 16s. A 6-ship of F-16s. That is something we don't see very often. And then Phoenix Task Force has Gory, Black Arrow, Predator, Falcon, Kulab, and Lucky. 1 Jeff, 1 F-15, 1 J-11, 1 F-16, and 2 14s. So Phoenix Task Force has a hodgepodge of different aircraft, and they're going to have difficulty in SA in comparison to GR, mainly because every aircraft for GR is going to participate in the peer-to-peer link. Not everyone for Phoenix Task Force, however, is going to participate in that link, so that's something that you should think about. Weaselney sponsored DCS squadrons? Yeah, dude, what a time to be alive indeed. Never thought that would happen, did you? I didn't. When we started this, how long ago did we start this? 2017, 4 years ago. Good God, I've been doing this for 4 years. Where does the time go? I never thought we would be in the place that we are now, ever. With teams actually getting sponsored to compete, I mean, it's just, that's crazy. Crazy. Quick shout out to Garrick. I know I hit him in chat, but thank you for the tier 1 sub, my brother. Much appreciated. And I think I got Robski yesterday. There was an issue with the overlay, but I think it was because there were 7 aircraft for Phoenix Task Force because they were worried about, there we go, it works now. They were worried about a disconnect. So we got 6 on now, so we should be ready to rock and roll. Bring up TAC view so we can get that going. And Predator is already on internal fuel. Well, that makes sense because he's in a J-11. The F-15 for Black Arrow is also already on internal fuel, but that makes sense because the bags, during the time this match was flown, were banned because they were allowing the F-15 to fly at Mach 3, so they got banned. Black Arrow is flying all 120s, no AIM-9s, but no bags, so he's not in full gate right now. He is just buster up to altitude, and then I'd imagine he will go gate and get that energy back. People saying go flanker. We don't see flankers very often, but Phoenix Task Force is one of the teams that likes to run them. Here's Predator's J-11. What's he got on there? So we've got, oh, okay. I thought we were going to crash, but we didn't. And these cameras are behind. So guys, I'm going to fix these cameras here real quick. Well, actually, we'll just let them catch up. So let's do that. Do this. So one of the cameras is a minute ahead, so we're just going to let the other 2 catch up, and then we'll unpause it. But 4 R-77s. Looks like 2 ETs and 4 73s. Is that what the overlay says for Predator? No, yes. So 4 actives, no semi-actives, so he's not taking any ERs, and 6 heaters with those 2 ETs and 4 73s. Kula on the F-14 is taking 4 and 4, so he's elected to take 2 more AIM-9s over the Phoenix. That is really interesting. That is very interesting. And if we look at Phoenix Task Force, they have elected, or Lucky has also elected to only take 4 Phoenix, 1 AIM-7, and 3 AIM-9s. So very interesting loadouts coming from Phoenix Task Force, if I do say so myself. All right, so we should be ready to rock and roll. Oh no. So Predator's frozen. Is he frozen? Yeah, Predator's frozen in the air. He's not going anywhere. 0 airspeed, 1,700 knots, or 17,000 feet. So we may see a disconnect here and a little bit from Predator as he has connection issues. That's something you never want to see. But he does have connection issues. Gotta love the Phoenix Task Force 29th Aggressor skins. Those are sick. Are those their skins or from the game? Are they the 29th Aggressors? Speed Demon says GR's loadout is mixed. Coyote with 3 AIM-9s? Bear with 4? What? So Sean's got 2. Bear has 4. What is that? 4 AIM-9s in the 120 we do not trust. They don't trust it at all, given its current flight characteristics and tracking capabilities. It is poo-poo on the do. It is not good. I guess they want to get up close and personal. Well, Weasel, that's mainly because the 120 is terribad right now in the given meta. And 517th Whiskey says, it worked last time. It did indeed. It definitely did work last time, and we're seeing them separate now. Coyote 1 breaking away from Bear. Just saw the other wingman break away from Bear. AIM-54 out from Phoenix Task Force. Let's see if that catches somebody unawares. So that was launched by Kula, who is, I love the F-14 when it leads in. That was launched by Kula, and the F-14 is indeed leading for Phoenix Task Force. And here is that AIM-54 as it closes in on its target. 1,300 knots, 62,000 feet. It is now descending. You guys can see that missile here. It's coming in on the Southern 3 ship of Grim Reapers, and they're already in preeminent notch. So Northern 3 ships headed north, Southern 3 ships headed south. I'm a little worried about the separation here. For anybody wondering, Predator has disconnected. He is now gone. So it is a 6v5, and this may be rough for Phoenix Task Force, if you ask me. They've got a 2-ship in the middle, Kula leading the way, Gory is the next, and then the 2-ship Black Arrow in the F-15, followed by Falcon in the F-16, and then Lucky in another F-14. So the AIM-54 that was launched by Kula there early was notched. It is not tracking. Kula must have lost lock, and the Seeker head on the Mark 60 is not tracking anyone at this time. So taking a look at what Kula's doing, Kula in the Phoenix Task Force F-14 rolling in 37,000 feet, Mach 1.05. Bear and the rest of his gang have recommitted. There goes the Mark 60 from the F-14 from Phoenix Task Force's Kula, and that is going to be coming in onto Bear, Gary, or Coyote 1, and Bear is leading the way for this side in his F-16 with the 4 AIM-9s. 4 AIM-9s, ladies and gentlemen. Full-on aggression, I guess, is what GR is wanting to bring to the table. And the AIM-54 is closing. This one looks like it's going to pick up a target. Here's that AIM-54, 2,100 knots, descending 37,000 feet. Not sure who it's on yet. Why is the 120 so bad right now, asked Cameron. It does some really weird things when it gets into rear aspect, and it just loses lock a lot of times. We saw it yesterday against Batman, and it just doesn't work very well. Yes, it was a bug implemented by ED, but it was, we're moving in the right direction, so I can't fault ED. Things are going to break. We are playing on open beta, so, it is what it is. You can't really fault them. They are working on fixing it. So F4, AIM-54 and SD-10 meta now? No. We see a lot of kills still from the AIM-120. It's just teams are getting in a lot more aggressively, and they are allowing themselves to get in way, way deeper because the missiles are so easy to defeat. All right, so that's what's going on right now. It's just a little bit different of a meta. Squirtle launching onto Black Arrow. Black Arrow in the F-15, Mach 1.2 is Black Arrow. He is now defending. Coming down, he has launched one of those fence posts, the AIM-120s. It's coming off onto Squirtle. We're going to be able to see Squirtle defend that missile. Here is Squirtle. That is not Squirtle. Here is Squirtle in the F-16 low. He's launched 1 missile so far. That was a 120. He's also dragging an SC-10 that was launched by Gory. That shouldn't be a problem. He is well over Mach 1. Nothing's going to happen to him. I am worried about Sean up to the north. Lucky and Falcon. Oh, Lucky actually already took down Signore, who was up here to the north. So Signore got pummeled by an AIM-54. I missed that one. Sorry, guys. He got taken down. And then we've got Black Arrow now launching another AIM-120. Up onto Bear. So Bear, at 18,000 feet, needs to be aware that he's got a missile headed his direction. A little worried about why his brakes are out. Needs to get to the ground as quickly as possible instead of just braking around. Maybe he's just trying to get into the notch. No, he's going through the notch. No, he's in the notch. Okay, he notched it. So I get the brakes out thing now. That makes sense. I can get behind that jam. So 5v5 now, as Lucky was able to equalize the playing field, taking down Signore up to the north. Sean was dragging a missile. He is okay. Let's check on him. Here is Sean dragging away from where that missile was. AIM-54 now coming in onto Coyote 1. I think he's going to be okay notching that. That's going to be on his left side. There it is. 4.5 miles away. Don't anticipate that being a problem. Think he's going to be all right getting away from that. And I think he needs to turn his lights off, though. 2 miles away. It's a C variant. Still in the notch. And he's just going to line of sight it. Well, no, he wouldn't have line of sighted it, but he notched it. So that missile got trashed. Black Arrow, meanwhile, up to the north, pressing very, very hard. And he's got an AIM-9 coming from Bear. On the left, that got line of sighted. That thing's trashed. And he is well over Mach 1. So he's okay. DeGary notches that 120. Well done by him. Here's DeGary after getting through that AIM-120. Squirtle up to the north. Check out what he's got going on. Head-to-head with Gory. And here's Gory launching an SD-10 onto Squirtle. Squirtle has launched an AIM-120 onto Gory. And Sean has also launched an AIM-120 onto Gory, putting these guys on split screen. Gory on the left, Squirtle on the right. AIM-120 gets line of sighted. Squirtle line of sights the SD-10. Sean is also dragging an AIM-54. Squirtle now recommitting back into the engagement, and he may catch some of these Phoenix Task Force guys unawares. Phoenix Task Force Lucky in the F-14 is at medium altitude, and I'm a little worried about Lucky's position. 120 out from Squirtle onto Lucky. Missile 6 miles away. Lucky defending late. 4 miles away on Lucky. No missile off from Lucky, and things may go poorly for Lucky's aircraft as he turns very unlucky. 1 mile, half mile, imminent ballistic enema inbound. 0.2, 0.1, here it comes, and there it is. Lucky gets taken down. Great shot by Squirtle. Bear now coming in onto Gory in the clouds, in the merge, 1.5 miles away, banking right into him. He's got the 3 AIM-9s left, and at 120 it looks like. Does he see Gory over the hill? He's tracking him, probably sees him on data link. We're going to stick with this view, though. Missile out from Bear. And that looks like it's going to track. Gory has no idea it's coming. He gets taken down. Quickly moving over to Squirtle. Squirtle coming in now onto Black Arrow, 4 miles away. Did anything come off of Squirtle's jet? No. So Squirtle going to notch this 120. Line of sights it. Immediately comes back in onto Black Arrow. Black Arrow, I don't think, knows that he's here. Black Arrow much higher. Another low to high shot from Squirtle. And Black Arrow defending late, gets taken down. Falcon is going to be one of the last hopes. Launches onto Bear. Bear gets taken down by Falcon. Great shot there by Falcon. Falcon now one of the last 2 remaining aircraft for Phoenix Task Force. The other one's going to be down here, and it's going to be Kula. So putting them on split screen. F-14 in Kula. Phoenix Task Force also has Falcon in the F-16. Fighting Falcon. Ha ha ha. But Coyote pressing aggressively down here onto Kula. Coyote's going to be on the other side of this hill. Squirtle being drug by Falcon. Squirtle Mach 1.05, Falcon 1.2. So Squirtle's not going to be able to catch up with Falcon at this time. Kula has come around the edge of Coyote. Coyote does not know where he is. Coyote's flying the opposite direction. Have to see if he turns around here. Kula banking in up over this hill back towards Coyote. Coyote may be sandwiched. Coyote is sandwiched now in between. We're going to put Coyote on the third camera. Coyote's now sandwiched in between Falcon and Kula. And here is Coyote. Coyote may actually see Falcon. Coyote coming up over the valley. I think he sees Falcon flanking left to right. Falcon is in trouble, now merged with Coyote. And Coyote, who we thought was going to merge with Kula, is now merged with another contact. Aim 9 off from Coyote. Falcon doesn't see it, and Falcon gets taken down, giving Kula the last remaining hope. For Phoenix Task Force, it's an Aim 9. Does Coyote see it? Got line of sighted, barely. Line of sighted, so Coyote lives to fight another day. And he is now merged with Kula. Well, Kula broke away. Squirtle now coming in over the hill. On to Kula. Going to Tri-View again. Missile down from Squirtle. It's an Aim 9. Kula doesn't see it. Kula gets hit. So 4 aircraft remaining for Grim Reapers. Coyote, Squirtle, Sean, and DeGary are alive and kicking after Grim Reapers take down Phoenix Task Force. And as Whiskey says, it's a GR beatdown. And that is exactly what it was. What a showcase of prowess. And the Aim 9s definitely seemed to work there at the end of that matchup, catching Kula and Falcon unawares from Coyote and Squirtle, and Bear got one on Gory too. So the Aim 9s worked a treat here in this round one. We're going to take a few-minute break, head into round two. GR is up 1-0 over Phoenix Task Force. We'll be back with more SATAL action here in just a second. Whiskey saying Cap pretends he doesn't watch these. I bet he's got his T and GR Flex with. Damn right. I bet he watches them. But we're back with round two. Grim Reapers against Phoenix Task Force in a Gold League 6v6. GR with all F-16s and a lot of Aim 9s in a very unconventional loadout from GR. And it worked. At least 3 of those kills in round one were Aim 9 kills. I mean, that's great. That is awesome that the Aim 9 is paying dividends due to the 120 being a poo-poo ado meta that exists right now. Phoenix Task Force, though, they're veterans to competition and to 6v6. Grim Reapers are new to 6v6. All right, so something to think about coming into round two. Now, Grim Reapers definitely have the advantage headed in here to round two. But with the veterancy that Phoenix Task Force has, I think they've got it in them to come back. Are we seeing the same thing from Phoenix Task Force's Kula on the F-14s? No, we are not. So Phoenix Task Force now electing to take more Phoenix than they did in round one. And that was a really unusual loadout from Phoenix Task Force for their Tomcats. So Kula has 6 Phoenix, and Lucky also has 6 Phoenix. It was just really bizarre that they would elect to take 4 and take Aim 9s and Aim 7s over the big old telephone pole itself. Just really weird. I've never seen a team do that. I mean, I have seen a team take 2 Aim 7s in place of 2 Phoenix, and that in and of itself is weird. We've also seen the Aim 7 come on the F-18 in place of a couple 120s. That was weird. AIM-9 in place of 120s on the F-16. That's weird. But the strangest one has got to be the AIM-9s over the Phoenix. And I think they've elected to change that back and taken the big AIM-54 once more with only the 2 AIM-9s. And I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they decided to do that because it's not worth it. You hardly ever use the AIM-9s in the Tomcat anyway. Phoenix are such more of a game changer than the AIM-9 is. Just so Predator's internet doesn't turn into mush again. Yeah, that is something else, Atlas, that you bring up that was probably a pretty big factor in round one, was that was a 5v6, not 6v6. Now, Grim Reapers did win that pretty commandingly, I must say. But it was a 5v6. So 6v6, even across the board. I think it's going to be a much more even fight. Much more even fight. These guys are ingressing. It is Sochi against Nelchek. You can see them start to enter the center of the screen. Looks like Phoenix Task Force has a little bit of a departure advantage than Grim Reapers. They have not climbed, well, no. Kula's at 35,000 feet, and Sean is at 27,000 feet. As they ingress here, and they're actually pretty even. They look pretty even. Grim Reapers look a bit faster. I saw the tanks come off from Bear, or at least the center line tank, so the center line came off from Bear, and he's only taken 3 AIM-9s instead of 4 this time. So weapon loadouts are changing across the board on both teams. Now, Coyote, he's got the 3 again. Bear's got 3, I guess, electing to copy Coyote after Coyote's worked pretty well. Sean's got 6. So Sean is the only one from Grim Reapers not taking a heater. Him, Falcon, and Black Arrow are the only ones overall not taking any heaters as well. Formations, as of right now, look like this. So formations for Phoenix Task Force are a Singleton with Lucky in the F-14 out in front, Kula a little bit behind, probably 10 miles, 5 miles. A few miles behind him is Gory, a few miles behind him is Falcon, another few miles is Predator, followed by Black Arrow. And then over on the Grim Reapers side, it's 3 and 3. Who's leading the front one? I would guess... Who is leading the front one? Signore is leading the front 3 ship. No, Squirtle is. So Squirtle's leading the front 3 ship for Grim Reapers. Everybody's still in gate, 27,000 feet. Mach 1.1 and 1.2 respectively for these 3 ships from Grim Reapers. And the other side is just kind of in a hodgepodge as we continue to ingress and close in on Bullseye. Formation doesn't matter too much in the opening salvos. It's all about how things move from there after the first missiles come off the rails. How people are able to stay in space, what their depth looks like as the round continues to unfold. Teams that get too flat have a tendency to get pushed, and teams that are too deep have also a tendency to get picked off and pulled apart. So with the speed from the F-16s, Grim Reapers are definitely closer to Bullseye, now going into the preeminent notch as the first 3 ship comes in, breaks south. Second 3 ship also now breaking south, so they're electing to stay together instead of break apart. Last match we saw 1 go south, 1 go north. Meanwhile, we've got Lucky, Kula, and who is that? Gory heading to the north, so 2 F-14s and the JF-17 heading north, and then an F-15, J-11, and F-16 heading south. I may have liked to see the 2 F-14s split up, but having 2 F-14s together and overwhelm a group with Phoenix is not necessarily the worst thing to happen. Now, something to say about this, if the Northern 3 ship from Phoenix Task Force get too far north, and the 6 ship for Grim Reaper stays together, we may see a 6v3 unfold down here to the south. And if that happens, Phoenix Task Force's Southern 3 ship may get overrun very quickly. It also depends on how aggressive Grim Reapers decide to be here. They're all together. Unlike last round when we had the north and south 3 ships, the Northern 3 ship from Phoenix Task Force continues to head north. They continue to go up, up, and away. Separation between both teams is 45 miles. So we're well within Phoenix range. Kula has elected now to turn back in. So is Lucky up here to the north. Let's check out Lucky as he breaks in back east from his northern approach back into the bubble. And Squirtle, meanwhile, from Grim Reapers has done the same. He is now head-on with Lucky. He's got 5 and 1 on his F-16. Needs to hold on to those wing tanks. Lucky's needs to get rid of those fuselage tanks. AIM-54 coming off of Lucky's jet. There it goes. It's a C variant. Why? Take the Mark 60. Launching from this range with the C is just not nearly as effective. And that missile looks like it's going to be coming in onto Squirtle. Squirtle now elects to launch a 120, trying to get Lucky down from altitude. He dives away. So Lucky's got a 120, Squirtle's got an AIM-54. Both these guys are going to have to defend at least some point. Squirtle's missile that he's defending is going to have more energy. Lucky's probably not going to have to worry too much about the 120 that's coming for him, as he's in a lazy, slow left-hand turn away from the missile coming for him. So he should be okay. AIM-54 bypasses Squirtle, loses lock. It actually may be on Sean. Does Sean know that's coming? No, it's not on Sean. Sean's would be defending, and the missile's not tracking him very appropriately, so he looks to be all right. Kula now launching an AIM-54 up north. It's another C variant of the Mark 47. Here is that missile as it comes in. Looks like it's tracking again onto Squirtle, I think. No, it doesn't look like it's tracking anybody. So whoever this missile was tracking, line of sighted it, and it's gone nowhere. Missile out from Signore. Don't know who that one's on. We're going to move back and check out Kula, because Kula's being very aggressive. Launches another C variant Mark 47. We're going to grab that one as it barrels in on its target. If I had to guess, I'd guess that one was on Sean. So here is that Mark 47, lofting a little bit. Sean is going to be head-on with this missile, and it is cooking. It is cooking, and it's not tracking. So Sean doesn't care about that. Kula, meanwhile, has broken away, having been launched on by a 120. Here's Kula diving, trying to line of sight that 120. He's going to be okay. He does. He drives that one to the ground. Squirtle and Sean, meanwhile, have recommitted, and the person that Sean needs to be worried about is going to be Lucky. Another F-14 ingressing in onto Sean. There goes an AIM-54 off from Lucky. That's probably going to be onto Sean. Launches a second one. Sean is at 16,000 feet. Kula launches a missile. That's going to be another AIM-54. So Squirtle's got an AIM-54 on him. Sean's got a couple AIM-54s on him. We're going to go to triple view so we can track all of this action. And Sean, I think, is going to die. Sean gets taken down. Goodbye, Sean. And then Squirtle on the bottom screen line of sights it. Oh, it flew right under his jet. Let's pause to check out what's going on. All right, pausing, taking a look, taking stock. Here's what the screen looks like right now. Sean just got evaporated, just obliterated by Lucky by an AIM-54. Signore, meanwhile, is down in a valley. So we've got Squirtle and Signore up against Gory, Lucky, and Kula. All right? So Signore, I don't know that they know where Signore is because he's in a valley. They may tunnel vision onto Squirtle, but I don't even know that they know where Squirtle is. So we're going to pick up the action. We're going to come in right along with Kula in the F-14. Here we go. So Kula unleashes another AIM-54. That one's probably going to be onto Squirtle. Slow to accelerate. It's not tracking anyone. That's just a dead missile. Squirtle going to split screen. Merged with Kula. Both these guys are merged. Coming round and round. Aim 9 off from Kula. Flares from Kula. Spoof the missile. Squirtle comes in on Kula. It's an Aim 9. Flares it. So we've got a sandwich. Squirtle. Oh, and head on. Kula gets obliterated by an incoming missile from Signore. Sorry about the pause, guys. Didn't mean to do that. He gets taken down. Great recommit by Signore onto Kula. He gets taken down. Great shot there. Missile coming in on the Bear. Bear line of sights that. Well done. Signore now launching onto Lucky. Lucky in the F-14 at 11,000 feet. Needs to be careful. Breaking away from that AIM 120 is Lucky. He should be okay. He's at 548 knots indicated. Gory now trying to make something happen. Lucky doing the dragon bag. Gory inbound at 10,000 feet. He's still got all 6 sticks on his jet. Head on with Signore and Squirtle. Gory has picked and elected to go after Signore. That's going to be an SD-10. Signore a little bit lower. Now knows he's got the SD-10 coming for him. Here's the SD-10 burning for his jet. Signore, we can see the missile contrail over. Drives that one into the ground. But Gory's still pressing on him. So Gory still wants Signore. 5 miles away now. Padlocked on both. Another SD-10 from Gory. On to Signore. Another SD-10. No, it was a 120 from Signore, but I don't think it's going to matter. Signore gets his wings clipped off by the SD-10 from Gory, and the 120 from Signore just didn't track. Coyote down here to the south, merged with Predator. Aim 9 out from Predator, gets spoofed by Coyote. Coyote coming over the top. Needs to be careful dealing with that flanker here in the merge. But he's coming around. I think he's got the nose advantage. He's got the Aim 9s. Are we going to see a Guns kill? They're head on. Aim was 73 spoofed. Guns rips apart. Predator, great shot by Coyote there. Great shot. Now we move over to take a look at Black Arrow coming in from high against a 3-ship from the Grim Reapers. Here's how that looks right now. So Black Arrow's right here. Head on with Squirtle. Squirtle's got an AIM 120 coming on him. Diving away, he gets taken down. Another missile coming in onto Gary from the same Black Arrow. Here comes Half Mile. He gets taken down. He's dead. So Black Arrow quickly avenging the sides. We're down to a 4v2. Bear getting tracked by Falcon. Very close with Falcon. Other side of this peak. So other camera is going to be on Coyote because this is a 4v2. Bear sees Falcon. He's on the 6 within 120 range, but he doesn't have any 120s left. No! So the elective to take more Aim 9s has put Bear in a position where he doesn't have a stick with the range to hit Falcon. No! What a change of events there. So Phoenix Task Force has come back, regrouped, AIM 54 out from Lucky. That's going to try and track Bear. Here's that AIM 54. It slams into a hill, so that's not a factor. Okay there. Bear's now getting run down by Black Arrow and Falcon. Coyote now trying to make something happen. Head on with that 2-ship. Launches a 120. Black Arrow does the same. So 5 miles, I think both of these are going to get line of sighted. But we've got Bear launching an Aim 9 onto Falcon 2 miles away. I don't think Falcon sees it. Is it going to hit? Yes! So Bear takes down Falcon. Great shot with the Aim 9. Dives away. He's okay. He's in the clear. Coyote's also low in the clear. Bear breaking back into Coyote, trying to recommit into the face of Black Arrow and Lucky. Black Arrow's at 10,000 feet, Lucky's at 10,000 feet, so they're not going to quite see Bear from his current position. They're over this valley. Don't be the first over the hill. Don't do it, Bear. The ball's on this one. The ball's on this one. Is he going to be able to pick him up fast enough? It looks like he sees Lucky, breaks left into him. Probably another aim 9 kill coming from Bear. There goes an aim 9. It's tracking Lucky. Lucky doesn't see it. No flares. Second kill from Bear. Great shot there. And now he's merged with Black Arrow. So Coyote kind of off on his own. Bear being merged with Black Arrow. Driving away. Fuel is starting to become a factor, though Gory has plenty. Black Arrow sandwiched between Bear and Coyote. Black Arrow 4 miles away from Coyote. Looks like Black Arrow sees where Coyote is. Let's put a camera onto Black Arrow here. Here's the triple view. Black Arrow trying to come in on Coyote from Coyote's right flank. Bear's still driving away. Low 8,000 feet, Coyote 6,000 feet. Black Arrow now on the other side of a hill from Coyote. And Gory's just, where's Gory going? I don't know that Gory knows where Gory's going. Black Arrow continues to try to be merged with Coyote. I don't think they see each other. Maybe getting calls from the AWACS. Bear now recommitting. May get the 6 of Black Arrow as Black Arrow turns right back into the 6 of Coyote. Bear needs to pop up and show himself, also to bring Black Arrow's altitude up so they can see him on data link. Flying low here drastically reduces your SA. Now Black Arrow sandwiched. If I were Bear, I'd go radar off. Try and spot him visually. Try and get him on data link and close the distance. Coyote dragging Black Arrow north. But they're all in a line. So Gory sandwiched Coyote between himself and Black Arrow, and Black Arrow sandwiched between Coyote and Bear. 120 now, out from Black Arrow. That's going to be on Coyote. Can't see it yet, it's 5 miles away. Coyote shouldn't have any problems there. Aim 9 out from Bear onto Black Arrow. That gets line of sighted. And pause this because there's a missile from Coyote onto Black Arrow, or onto Gory, and Gory's not doing a very good job defending this. Where's that missile? It's somewhere. Blue's kind of hard to see. So Gory gets an SD-10 off. I don't see, there it is. So it's just in his gate plume. You can see it. There's a missile back there, and there's a jet. Nope, that's the 120 right there. In his jet plume. So Gory's dead, ladies and gentlemen. I think Gory's gonna die. Boom! There goes Gory. Great kill by Coyote, and Black Arrow is now all that is left in a 2v1. Black Arrow now recommitting back in onto Bear. 8 miles away. Bear doesn't see him. Black Arrow definitely sees Bear. Now banking right, back into Bear. Merge, other side of the valley. Black Arrow trying to come up over the top. He's gonna have a pretty good picture here. Possible 120 shot if Black Arrow sees him in vertical scan. Nose is down, I think he's got him. 120 shot is imminent on Bear. Does Bear have a chance to line his sight? Black Arrow may be waiting to try and not give his position away, make sure that he doesn't have the opportunity to line his sight. Black Arrow actually may not have any missiles left. No, he doesn't. Gunshot off of Black Arrow. If Bear didn't know he was there, he does now. Black Arrow, I don't think, has any missiles left. Second shot, one round strikes Bear's jet. Bear's in a lot of trouble here. Coyote trying to break back in the third round of 20 mil rips apart Bear's aircraft, and we're down to a 1v1. So fuel is a very serious problem. Black Arrow has virtually none in this situation. Trying to coast. Coyote has no idea where he is. And this is a time where I'd like to see one of them, Coyote with more fuel, to pop up. Climb. Turn around and scan low. You got the fuel to make that happen. Climb, turn around, and scan low. And if you get the nails, even better. Then you know where he's at. But staying low is just going to cost you all of the SA. Because you know your opponent, given that he's in an F-15 and doesn't have data link like you do, is probably going to stay low. Trying to match up the cameras here. So Coyote now breaking back in, thinking about climbing. He is climbing. And do either of these guys have any missiles? Coyote has 3. Needs to be careful about being in gate. Needs to keep banking in. Keep that radar scan low. 10 miles separate Black Arrow and Coyote. Black Arrow is sitting at 73% engine RPM, hoping for the draw. Coyote's heading west. Doesn't know where his opponent is. I think Black Arrow sees Coyote, though. Slowly tracking him left to right. Garza says it triggers you. You just got to roll with it. Just got to roll with it. 7 miles now separate these guys. Black Arrow's still dangerously low on gas. Coyote's got to stay out of gate. Got to stay out of gate. 21,000 feet now. He needs to serpentine. See if he can find his opponent. Stay out of gate. 6 miles. Black Arrow definitely sees Coyote. You have to wonder if he's getting his nails. Stay out of gate. You're just burning all your fuel. Burning all your fuel. If you got the nail, break into it with the ACM modes. Black Arrow's still doing a great job of climbing and maintaining the fuel. 3 miles now separate them. Black Arrow now out of gas on one of his engines. And I think Coyote's just killing himself staying in gate. Black Arrow can no longer climb to reach Coyote. But Coyote's just going to burn through all of his fuel. So I think this one's going to end in a draw. Well, Atlas, he's not a brick yet. Black Arrow still has one engine. Just one of them's out. Now the other one's out. So he is gliding now. No, it's at idle. But Coyote's still in gate. So Coyote has pushed himself into the same situation that Black Arrow's in. I think he recognizes now that he doesn't have the fuel to be able to meet and go home, regardless of what happens. Black Arrow now trying to stay aloft. Coyote's still trying to find Black Arrow, and Black Arrow's closing on Coyote. Black Arrow sees him. I don't know that Coyote sees Black Arrow. Guns out from Black Arrow, and one round connects onto Coyote. So Black Arrow trying to make things happen. And Black Arrow is almost entirely out of fuel. Coyote definitely sees Black Arrow now, but it doesn't matter. This is just a battle for pride. In the scissors. Black Arrow trying to stay aloft, puts another gunshot out, and a couple more rounds strike Coyote, and then he flies into the ground. So great job by Black Arrow to put some rounds onto Coyote, though I don't see any damage on his jet. Maybe they didn't connect. But Coyote's dead. He is definitely dead. Well, I mean, I don't think he was really shot down. He's just going to run out of fuel. I don't know that he played that right there in the late game using that much gate. I mean, he had, what, an eighth of fuel left, so 1,000 pounds? I mean, could have gone, once you got up to altitude, gone into nice saunter and tried to make something happen, but Coyote's out of gas. Navy Doc says Black Arrow went down shooting his 20 mil. Props. Black Arrow did maintain visual of Coyote for a lot of the time. And I gotta say, there was probably a big part where there were nails with Coyote's jet, on Coyote's jet, and he just wasn't able to locate where Black Eagle was. But Coyote is dead. Putting his gear down in the valley, doesn't matter. He's gonna hit the ground, and then the server's gonna kill him even if he has a decent landing. If a round does hit you, you get credit. Yeah, I mean, that would be a kill for Black Arrow. But I'm saying, what I meant was, I don't think it matters in the scheme of this, that their fuel state was so bad at the end of that round that Coyote wasn't making it back after using gate for that long. So it didn't matter. Him getting hit by the 20 mil didn't matter because Black Arrow wasn't making it home either. So it is what it is. But guys, that is the end of round 2. So we're going to round 3. That one ends in a draw. And what that means is Grim Reapers can win or draw. Phoenix Task Force can draw or lose because they have not won a round yet. But we're going to round 3. So a couple minutes, round 3 action here in SATAL 2021. Grim Reapers against Phoenix Task Force coming at you in about 3 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I had to kill all my DCS clients because they all froze. Because that is the way. But we're good to go. We're good to go. Picture should be showing up here in just a second. As these guys take off, Grim Reapers up 1-0 after that draw in round 2. And Phoenix Task Force staying in it. Black Arrow almost took down Coyote. Almost! Now, I do want to point out that, guys, I can be overly critical. Okay, I can be very critical on these guys. That does not mean that I think they're bad. I have hindsight. My hindsight is perfect. You guys have hindsight, and your hindsight is perfect. These guys do not have that during the match. So though we could see him, be like, oh, he's right there. Why don't you see him, you moron? Well, it's not that easy. Especially when you're in the heat of the moment, you're in a competitive match, and you know if you die and the other guy has fuel, your team loses. And it's now tied at 1 apiece. So remember that these guys have a tremendous amount of pressure on them. They know that their matches are going to be watched, and that is a big weight on their shoulders. So just because we can sit here and say, oh my God, you're terrible, what are you doing? I may say that, but that doesn't mean that I think they're terrible. I'm just trying to provide color commentary. Can you view from the cockpit? Dave GT asked. I wish. I would like to do that in the future, but a lot of times the tracks break when that happens, so we don't have that opportunity. We've tried it in the past, and the tracks more often than not take massive dumps, and they don't line up very well with what is being showcased on the stream and what's actually on the server track, so we moved away from that. It's also very difficult for me to manage. It's something that I'd like to do in the future, but it just hasn't made its way in yet. Our big plus this year was the overlay. So having the overlay is something we haven't had in the past, and I think it's huge. It is massive. Oh, that is the wrong button. It has been huge to have this, the overlay at least, so you guys can see fuel states, gun ammo, speed, missiles, all of that stuff in real time. And huge shout outs to my team, Akagi, for doing the overlay. Archer, which you guys can now check out. There's I posted the stats. They're in the SATAL info channels. You guys can check those out. I think I made an announcement about them, so you guys, it's probably easier to find the link in the announcement. But you can see the stats for all of the matches, match 1 and match 2. And we get the stats as we go through, so we'll have match 3 as we start streaming those. Huge shout out for Archer to doing that. And then massive shout out to Bear and Sean for doing the missions and really making everything happen and allowing SATAL to be what it is. And then, of course, Alpha Whiskey for all of his stuff with video editing, graphics, all of that stuff for making the streams effectively look the way they do. Overlay is a game changer. Dude, it's awesome. The amount of immersion and information we get, top notch. Top notch. Lumen Ghost with the tier 1 sub, thank you. And Monk with the 100 bits, thank you. Thank you much. We're also slowly growing. So last year, consistently, we were seeing, I don't know, 100 viewers, 110, 120. And now we're pretty consistently seeing 150, 180. So we're moving in the right direction. Shout out to Tempest for the 100 bits. Thank you. And thanks to Moltar for the commentary. Dude, I know my commentary isn't what everybody likes. People are like, God, probably like, whoa, what is wrong with that man? Needs to stop yelling into his microphone. Well, that may be the case, but watching this would probably be hugely boring if I didn't try and make it exciting. If I didn't try. How did we survive prior to Overlay? You didn't know any better. You didn't know what you were missing. You had no idea. Valentine says, commentary site. Well, guys, much appreciated. I'm only one part of this machine that makes this work. My team, we could not do this without the guys behind me. So I got a massive shout out again to everyone that has participated and helped make SATAL what it has become. It's great. My limb, Creedle, never gonna make me forget it. Every time. He's just here to perpetually remind me. Now, talking about the match. We're in round 3. This is it. If Phoenix Task Force wins, we're done in a tie. Best of 3 no matter what. There is no added rounds. There's no best of 3, win by 2. There's none of that. If Phoenix Task Force wins, it'll be a tie, 1 apiece. If they draw, Grim Reapers win. 1-0. If Grim Reapers wins, Grim Reapers win 2-0. So, driver's seat, definitely Grim Reapers. Oh, you want to see it? Make sure everybody's awake? We can do that. Let's do that one more time. What? Says Lumen Ghost. At least that's what I'm assuming he said. Kula, F14. Now, GRC is much closer to Bullseye, but the bubble really hasn't been a factor in any of these matches. And honestly, we really haven't seen the bubble be a factor with the exception of that one who was with Nemesis, I think, that we saw earlier this week that was very close to getting pushed out of the bubble, but they made it work. You go silent, it's like somebody hit pause. I went silent. Samurai dropping the 500 bits as long as Moltar is never critical of me. Samurai, you suck. Is that critical enough? I love you. I'm just kidding. What are the loadouts like this round? Well, you can see them on the overlay. So we got that going. You guys can see what's going on the overlay, but we can talk about that. Let's talk about the loadouts. So, Black Arrow's got the 8 AMRAMs again. Kula, 6 and 2, like that. Lucky, 6 and 2, so they're all Phoenix, 2 AIM-9s. But where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom, wasn't there? There should have been. We need to try it one more time. I don't know if they're over Mach 1. We can try the F-14. Let's try him. got to give credit to Echo 19. Their sound mods are doing everything here, and it's So you guys can't hear the you guys can hear the F-16, right? 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 Like, you guys can hear this, I hope. We got to turn up the volumes here, though. This is round 3. Make it exciting. Samurai coming in. You guys can't hear the sound? What? There we go. Now can you? Yes. All right. We're fixed. Good. Let me make sure these are... All right, those are right. There we go. So aim 54 out from Lucky. Moving along. Coming towards no one. And we may... Look at the positioning of Grim Reapers. I love this. I absolutely fucking love this. If they can catch one of these guys unawares, I'd like to see one other guy come in here, separate, and just constantly STT lock these 3 and try and isolate this 3 ship from Phoenix Task Force. This is great if they can keep this up and keep this isolation going. This is fantastic. Just got to see what happens and if they're able to get the isolation to work. So going back to Squirtle in the F-16, low in the hills, 5 sticks on his jet. Squirtle electing to take 6 120s, 2 AIM 54s off from the F-14s up to the north. Kula and Lucky again are flying together. 120 off from a Mach 1.1 Black Arrow. Black Arrow is going to be somewhere in the middle of this mess. Here's his 120, moving a booking towards Sean. 120 closing rapidly. It's not tracking Sean. It may be on one of the trailing guys, but everybody's decently low. So 3 ship to Gary, Bear, and who's the last one? Coyote 1 in the back, and that missile is trash. It's not tracking anybody. So into the ground it goes. Squirtle trying to find the flank of one of these guys up here to the north. 120 out from him. On to Gory or Kula. Looks like it's going to be on to Gory. Gory in the JF-17 diving and diving rapidly, trying to get away from this thing. 2.5 miles away. Doesn't look like it's going to catch him. I think he's going to be all right in that pace, though that thing did get pretty close. Now, Sean launching onto Falcon. Falcon needs to be careful. He's not doing anything or defending, and he's high. He's got the teapot on his jet. Missiles coming in from his left. Where's the missile? There it is. 1.5 miles away, probably getting missile warning late. Half mile and ballistic. Get him, there it is. And Falcon gets taken down by Sean. Great shot. Black Arrow now here in the middle, launching onto DeGary. DeGary defending late. Here's DeGary defending very late and high. Black Arrow may have gotten the avenge kill there very, very quickly. Pausing that because I think something else is going to happen. So here's what everything looks like right now. We have Bear, Coyote 1, Sean merged with Predator, and Signore and Squirtle up there. And then we've got Kula, Lucky, Gory up to the north, Black Arrow, Predator, and that's it. So it's 5v5 and missile. Oh no. Low to high shot. That's a great shot by the flanker. That is a great shot. Sneaky, deaky flanker. You can see him down there, and that is not something you want to see. You never want to see the white stuff coming at your face when you didn't know it was coming, and the R-73 is bringing it right to Sean. Sean gets taken down. White stuff to the face. Black Arrow. Then launches onto Predator. Fratricide! No! So Black Arrow takes down Predator. And then Signore took down Lucky with the shot here in the middle. We didn't get to see it, but Signore takes down Lucky. Black Arrow now with the missile on him, driving away. It's from Coyote 1. Do we see it? It's probably going to get line of sighted. Not worried about it. Signore now coming up with Squirtle to try and take down Kula, the other F-14. Here is Signore. Squirtle pressing on Kula. Kula trying to get away from this 120. Looks like he's going to be able to line of sight it. Let me fix that. Signore now coming in. Kula launching onto Signore. Signore needing to defend. Can we see that aim 54? I don't see it. I don't see it. Got line of sighted. So Kula, bad aim 54 shot. Squirtle now recommitting back into this engagement. So it's a 2v1. Squirtle and Kula head on. Now Squirtle has the height advantage. Kula trying to come up. Nose high. Missile off from Squirtle onto Kula. Aim 54. Off from Kula onto Squirtle. This may be a trade. Missile impacts Kula. He's down. Squirtle trying to get away from the aim 54. Is he going to make it? Drives into the ground. Great job by Squirtle. Taking down Kula. It's a 4v2 now. Gory and Black Arrow, only ones remaining for Phoenix Task Force. Gory's got 4 sticks left. Black Arrow, he's got 3 sticks left, putting them on split screen. How's this one gonna shape up? 4v2. We saw Grim Reapers come back at these odds of what Phoenix Task Force has now. Gory now having to defend an incoming 120. He launches an SD-10. Out onto, can't tell who that one's on. It gets line of sighted. 120 still tracking Gory, under a mile. Comes over the treetops half mile, still tracking. 0.2, 0.1. Gory gets taken down. It's now a 4v1. Black Arrow's the only one remaining in his F-15. He was the only one remaining in the last round. Launches one onto Coyote 1. Coyote 1 head on with Black Arrow. Coyote defending and defending aggressively. Black Arrow takes down Coyote. Now Black Arrow is being chased by Bear. Bear's on the other side of the mountainside. Bear trying to track him. Coyote just outran an aim 9. It didn't connect. They're now passing. Does Black Arrow see Bear? Yes, he does. Baking into him. Signore, though, coming in from the distance. Bear may be able to get Black Arrow 6. Signore coming into the furball. Over top of Black Arrow. I don't think Signore sees Black Arrow down in the valley. Black Arrow cashing in all of his energy. Coming around on Bear. Coming. Aim 9. Baby. There it is. 120. What kind of shot was that? Is it tracking Bear? Yes. It comes up from the valley. That was the non-aggression 120 that decided it wanted to join the Marine Corps, and it did just that. But I think Signore has seen the engagement. Black Arrow gets rained on from above and gets obliterated. GR taking it in the 3rd round. Holy crap, what a round. I'm out of breath. That was long. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kills in 3 minutes. 10 kills in 3 minutes. Guys, that's nuts. That is nuts. All right. Oh, gotta recover. So here's what that looked like. Squirtle, 5-1. 5-1. 5 kills over 3 rounds. Black Arrow, 5-3. That's a pretty good standing from a losing team. Black Arrow did an amazing job. Coyote, this was Coyote's first competitive match, and he went 3-2. First time ever in competitive play, 3-2. Signore, 3-2. Bear, 3-3. But MVP at 5-1, Squirtle, undoubtedly. Unfortunate about that tracking on the J11. Yeah, the fratricide was not good, and that is a morale killer, if I gotta say so. Just, stab me in the heart is what that is. But let's bring in Bear, get some insight about this round. and see how this one went down. So calling up Bear. Hopefully he picks up. Bear!
Yo.
How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing all right. I'm exhausted after that match.
I could imagine.
There was a lot of stuff that went in there. All right, so let's talk about what went down here. What was your plan going into this? I ask this question every time. Coming up against Phoenix Task Force, you guys are brand new to 6v6. What were you guys trying to do?
First and foremost, the requirement is don't get dead.
That's a good one.
Also debuting Coyote, as you mentioned in the stream, that was a nice addition to the team. He fits in really well, and he did superbly well. We were expecting Phoenixes, so the general idea was to make sure we don't get hit by long range Phoenixes, and try and be a little bit aggressive. We needed to get up close and take advantage of some AIM-9 kills.
Well, good. What was the idea behind the AIM-9? I mean, we saw you guys do it in the last match before we started doing the interviews. What I'm attributing it to the 120s being Terabad, but what is your guys' reason for taking them? Just aggression? Because of the 120s? What were you guys trying to do?
Well, we have a split. We have not a split in the team, but we have different pilots with different roles, and if some of us are better at using the AIM-9 than the 120, then we'll take advantage of that fact. So some of us go with only one AIM-9, some of us go with no AIM-9s, and some of us take 4 of them. In a mountainous map where we can use it, I particularly like to sneak around and try and get in on them. But we need the 120s. They're not as bad as everybody makes them out to be. They still get the kills. I think in the match there was a 50-50 on 120 kills versus AIM-9 kills from our side.
Yeah. The 120s still get kills. They're just not as good as they used to be. And it is being fixed, guys. Yeah. It is getting worked on.
I do turn my radar off. So if I am isolated, I turn my radar off, and that'll do it. And a Mad Dog 120, the person's going to get a warning and he's going to know where I am. So to bring in that added little bit of stealth, I think makes a difference.
It can. So let's talk specifically. We don't have much time, but let's talk specifically about what happened at the end of round 2, because it just seemed like nobody could find one another. And Black Arrow came down from, well, you guys came back from a 4v2 deficit in round 2. You guys fought back, got it to a 2v1. Black Arrow then takes you down, and then Coyote against Black Arrow, and they just can't find one another. Well, Black Arrow did find Coyote. He just didn't have the fuel to be able to prosecute. So what was the deal there? Did Coyote ever say anything about what happened? Was it just kind of the nerves that got in? What ended up happening there?
We were both aware when it was down to a 2v2 that we were both low on fuel. I went a little bit conservative to try and survive and save some of the fuel, because I recall in our last fuel state check I was a little bit above him. What is extremely sad, and it's shoulda, woulda, coulda, there was an opportunity where I shot my last missile, and if I'd held it 5 seconds longer, would have taken out the F-15, and straight after that Coyote's shot took out the Jeff, and it would have been game over, and we definitely had enough fuel to RTB. So that's a shoulda, woulda, coulda. The going high at the end to try and find him, that was good advice. That was discussed in the team at the time. Didn't realize he was in burner, but like we've already said as well, the fact that it was his very, very first competitive match, I guess on top of nerves and not lack of experience. He's a real life pilot as well as a very experienced pilot. We learn from it, and we'll take away from it to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Right. So was it demoralizing at all after round 2 going into round 3, or was that just giving you more energy to come back after that? almost for sure win that you guys had going in 2-1 against Black Arrow, and it ending up being a draw, was that demoralizing, like I just said, going into round 3, or did that give you more of a stronger mindset coming in and pushing for the win?
I think it definitely did have an impact on us. Both Coyote and myself, we ended up changing our loadouts, which also caused a little bit of confusion in round 3. But there was. It's comforting knowing we don't particularly want to lose. So knowing that this is a draw, it's a win. Let's go for the win. And luckily it turned out that way.
Right. So it gave you guys a little bit of knowing that you couldn't lose was a little bit less stress, and less stress usually makes you fly. Most people fly better, at least in DCS, but some people, maybe they like the stress. Okay. All right. Well, closing it out, anything that you want to say before we close out the stream?
Unfortunate for Predators disconnecting
Yeah.
in round 1. We lost Signore to an early Phoenix in that round 2, so it was essentially a 5v5, less the one Phoenix missile on their team. But most unfortunate, obviously, we prefer a full 6v6 match.
Right.
Thanks to the other team, thanks to you, thanks to the team, thanks to everybody.
All right.
It was fun.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win. Look forward to seeing you guys fly in the future. Who's you guys' next match against?
Our next match is against number 15.
Okay.
In the 4v4 and 404 in the 6v6.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. And congratulations on the win. Great flying by you guys and great flying by Phoenix Task Force. Just came up a little bit short. So, Bear, thanks again. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Malta. Good night.
All right, guys. That brings us to the end. Finally. That was a long day. So, next week's probably going to be a little bit short because it is Thanksgiving here in the States. So just anticipate that I may not be streaming Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I got to look at the schedule. I also have to build the Match 3 streaming schedule, which I should have out tonight, so be watching for that. There will be no streams over the weekend. We did them this time because we had problems during the week, and I didn't have any other times to make them up. So we had to go over the weekend to make sure we still stayed on time. So there may be times in the Match 3 schedule where we have 3 streams. We're just going to have to see how it all works out. But probably going to be a short week this week because of Thanksgiving. So anyway, I don't know who's flying tomorrow. We'll know tomorrow when the tweets go out. If you guys haven't followed us on any of our social media, make sure you do that. We are on Facebook now. Just search for DCS World Events. Follow us on Twitter for any alerts. I try and tweet before every match, and you guys can see who is flying. You also get the supercuts. Follow us on YouTube. Like us on YouTube so that you guys get any of the VODs and things of that nature. I'll be putting those up hopefully tonight because I'm about 4 behind. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you all tomorrow, 1600 Zulu, for more SATAL action. Not sure if it's going to be a doubleheader. I might make it a single because I need a break. But more SATAL action will be coming tomorrow. Until then, stay safe in those virtual skies. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.